Hey, this is Mike Barrett of BBG Inc. Thanks a lot for tuning in to Medicare Cocktail Napkin Explanation. As more and more employees work past age 65, it is essential for employers to know basically how Medicare works. It's also important for you to have a strategy so that you can have the most cost-effective, most informative program as it relates to people who are Medicare eligible or who are on Medicare. And believe me, there's a lot of confusion out there. A lot of people over age 65 who are working are very confused about what Medicare is. So we can help you, and here's the cocktail napkin explanation. Medicare, as you know, is the federal health care plan. Obviously in the news all the time, but it's not Medicaid. It's actually a federal program, and it's mostly available to people at over age 65, as I'm sure you know. Medicare is made up of two parts. Medicare Part A is the portion of the plan that has no premium attached to it. It pays 80%. I'm simplifying it a little bit, but this is valuable. 80% of your hospital charges, and people who turn 65 are automatically enrolled in Medicare Part A. Medicare Part B has a premium attached to it, so there's a premium, and it's measured by your earnings. So if you make a lot of money, you pay more, but basically it's about $115 a month premium that is taken out of your Social Security check, or you pay directly to the to Medicare or to the Social Security Administration. And that pays 80% of your doctor's charges or your people fees associated with your care. So it's important, if you're relying on Medicare, to have Medicare Part A and Part B. The second part is, now that you're covered at 80/20, what are you going to do with that additional 20% liability? Because you don't want, that can be a $100 claim, that can be a $20,000 charge. And what do you want to do with your prescriptions? Because Medicare Part A and Part B don't really attend to prescriptions much. Very rarely will they pay a prescription. So you need to deal with these two things, Medicare and the 20% liability and the prescription. There are two ways to deal with it. Option one is to go to the market and to buy a supplemental plan. So you buy a supplement, and that will cover your 20% liability and basically take it down to nothing. I'm simplifying again a little bit. And then you go and you buy a Part D plan. And the Part D plan covers your prescriptions. This is the most expensive way to cover that liability, and a lot of people get it because they either see it advertised on television or they just want a supplemental plan. Option two is to purchase an Advantage plan, which are still popular, and in areas where there are a lot of a big population of people, you have a lot of options for these Advantage plans. If you live in a rural area, you may not have as many options for Advantage plans, but Advantage plans are low-cost solutions where you actually hand off your Medicare benefit to an insurance company, and then you operate on an Advantage plan. Sorry, let's redo that. On an Advantage plan, you actually enroll in an insurance company. You're given a benefit, so you make the choice. You have to review the benefit. You have to operate in a network, which if you're on a commercial plan, you have to do that anyway. And the premium for some of these plans is actually zero because you're agreeing to operate in the network, and Medicare pays these insurance companies to take care of you. So there's a lot of research that has to be done, but the benefit is you get your 20% liability covered at no charge, and are covered down to zero, and you get your prescription drugs included in the one product. So it's very important for you to research it, feel comfortable with it. You buy these directly from the insurance companies, and if you don't feel comfortable with it, then you just get the supplemental plan and the RX plan. So the cost of this is very low. The cost of this might be something around total around $300 a month. Could be less expensive. At BBG Inc., our goal, we don't sell this stuff. Our goal isn't to drive you to one product to the other, but merely to give you an idea that you enroll in Medicare Part A, you enroll in Medicare Part B, and then you have to decide what you want to do for it. Lastly, from the employer standpoint, and this is why we push this out to employers, is that you need a strategy, and the strategy really pivots off of what is the relationship between an active employee and Medicare. And the magic number is 20. If you have less than 20 employees, or fewer, than 20 employees, full-time eligible employees on your payroll, then your Medicare is secondary. Basically, the federal government says you're small, we'll be the primary payer. So Medicare is first, your plan is second. So it makes a lot of sense to have a strategy that falls out of that. It can be very cost effective for you to have a strategy. If you are an employer with more than 20 employees, then your plan is primary and Medicare is secondary. The reason for that is they're saying you're large enough, you guys can pay the claims on these people first, we'll fill in behind the scenes. So with this reality, you need a strategy. Both of these, it's essential to have a strategy. You also need to determine if people are over age 65, are they working just for the benefits, and if so, are they very confused about what they have. So that's the nickel tour, the cocktail napkin explanation, and also the implications that it could have on you as the employer. So any questions that you have, please contact us. We'd love to help you out.